Hello, children. I'm going to read you the work that you're responsible for today. Let's start with the directions. It says, answer the questions in complete sentences. Read the article and answer the questions in complete sentences. It's almost like I'm trying to get you to write complete sentences. I don't know. Question number 1. What role does texting play in your life? How come? There's not really a wrong answer here as long as you write complete sentences. Number 2, what are some of the abbreviations you use when you text? For example, do you use BRB, LOL, MSG, etc.? Number 3, do you think that your writing for school is negatively affected by texting? What makes you say so? Are you turning in lowercase i's? Are you writing you instead of YOU? Okay, this is the article title. Is texting killing the English language? People have always spoken differently from how they write, and texting is actually talking with your fingers. By John McWhorter, April 25th, 2013. I adapted the article. So I numbered the paragraphs for you, and the questions are at the end. Feel absolutely free to annotate this in whatever way makes the most sense to you. If you want to change the text color, make it bold, use the highlight option, whatever makes sense to you in the paragraphs so that you're able to find information quickly. Absolutely, I trust you to figure out what works best for you. Paragraph 1. Texting has long been bemoaned as the downfall of the written word. Penmanship for illiterates, as one critic called it. To which the proper response is, LOL. Texting properly isn't writing at all. It's actually more akin to spoken language. And it's a spoken language that is getting richer and more complex by the year. Paragraph 2. First, some historical perspective. Writing was only invented 5,500 years ago, whereas language probably traces back at least 80,000 years. So, talking came first. Writing just came along later. As such, the first writing was based on the way people talk, with short sentences. Think of the Old Testament of the Bible. However, talk is rapid, writing is slow. Paragraph 3. In the old days, we didn't write much the same way as we spoke because there was no mechanism to reproduce the speed of conversation. But texting and instant messaging do, and a revolution has begun. It involves the mechanics of writing, but in its speed, spontaneity, and even rudeness, texting is actually a new kind of talking. There's little interest in capitalization or punctuation. The argument that texting is poor writing is comparable then to one that the 5 Seconds of Summer, the band, is bad music because it doesn't use violins. Texting is developing its own kind of grammar and conventions. Paragraph 4. Texting is developing its own kind of grammar. Take LOL. It doesn't actually mean laughing out loud in the literal sense anymore. LOL has evolved into something much subtler and sophisticated and is used even when nothing is remotely amusing. Jocelyn writes, "Where have you been?" Annabelle texts back, LOL at the library studying for 2 hours. LOL signals basic empathy between texters, easing tension and creating a sense of equality. Instead of having a literal meaning, it does something, conveys an attitude, just like the ed ending conveys past tense, rather than meaning anything. LOL, of all things, is grammar. Paragraph 5. Over time, the meaning of a word or expression drifts. Meat used to mean any kind of food. Silly used to mean, believe it or not, blessed. Civilization, then, is fine. People banging away on their smartphones are correctly using a code separate from the one they use in actual writing, and there is no evidence that texting is ruining compositional skills. Paragraph 6. Worldwide, people speak differently from the way they write, and texting, quick, casual, and only intended to be read once, is actually a way of talking with your fingers. All indications are that America's youth are doing it quite well. Texting, far from being a scourge, is a work in progress. Now, if you want more about this, you can take a look and you can find McWhorter's TED Talk, and it's a 2003 TED Talk, so just type in that name and TED Talk and you'll find it, the article. It's pretty interesting. Okay, for your response here, I want several sentences. One sentence is not a grade level response. So the strongest answers are going to have a thought, give me something that says like, for example, in paragraph blah, 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 or I say this because in paragraph blah, 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 the author says, quote, I take this to mean, or maybe what he means is, or what he means is, right? So that's like 3 sentences, maybe a little more depending on how strongly you feel. But we're finishing out the first semester of 8th grade, so I'm expecting quite a bit of writing and thinking from you. Let's look at these questions. What is the author's main argument? Prove you understand John McWhorter's position about texting and grammar. So what is his opinion? What is he trying to get English teachers to understand and accept? Question number 2. Paragraphs 2 and 3 explain the way that written and spoken language has changed over time, using quotes from the text for support. But you're only using paragraphs 2 and 3 for this. You don't have to read the whole thing looking for quotes. Question 3, this is the green one. In paragraph 5, McWhorter provides 2 examples of words that have changed in meaning. Find them and explain how the meanings have changed. Now remember, this article is from 2013 and we're in 2020. Can you think of other text speak or other uses for the words that he talks about in the article? Number 4, the purple one. In paragraph 6, McWhorter claims that America's youth are communicating well with text speak. Do you think it's fair to say that texting is almost its own language? Why or why not? I'm very interested to read your ideas on that one. Number 5. Is the writer right? Is he correct? Or is the writer overreacting? What makes you think so? Do you think that this person is telling us, oh, it's not a big deal, don't worry about it? Or should it be a big deal? Or is he overreacting? What is happening? What do you suppose? What is your opinion of what he says about texting? And here's a bonus for you. Give me some of the new ones, some abbreviations that might be able to help your old teacher, such as myself, when I'm talking to my teenage nieces, because man, it's really fun to embarrass them and to cringe. So for example, like in this picture, no one puts great, GR8. Even in 2013, nobody was doing this. Nobody puts GTG for got to go. I never, ever, I don't think, received a text that said TTYL, talk to you later. I don't think I've ever received that. So tell me, like, what is corny about this? What is accurate? Like, maybe you use TTYL. So I hope this is not too tricky for you. I really hope you'll take this opportunity to get some points, and I will see you next week, okay?